Hey guys, how's it going? Michael Troy here. Today we're looking at Savage Dragon number 13 and Savage Dragon number 13. What? Hey, did you know that there were two Savage Dragon 13s? Yep, we'll get into that just as soon as we start this episode. But make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that like button, and let's talk about Savage Dragon number 13. Okay, of all the early Image comic books, Savage Dragon is one of my favorites and one of the most enduring. And in the early days of Image, they decided to have a fun crossover month and call it Image X month, which hilarious that they would use X since they're so running from Marvel and then still clinging on to things like the letter X. Anyway, so the idea was to take over another creator's book and then just like swap titles or whatever. I forgot exactly who did what, but Jim Lee did the Savage Dragon. And so as the creator of Savage Dragon, I guess, I don't know if initially it didn't sit well with him or if he just thought about it and was like, he didn't want an uninterrupted run in Savage Dragon, so Larson went ahead and did his own issue 13. So just for fun, we're going to compare them today. I believe the Jim Lee one came first, so we're going to start there. Jim Lee by. Interesting, I wonder. Anyway, so I feel like this is sort of around the time of Deathblow and when Jim Lee's sort of leaning into the more of that grim and gritty Frank Miller kind of style. And also, it says story by Brandon Choi, pencils by Jim Lee, finishes by Richard Bennett and Alex Garner, and Dan Panosian, and Scott Williams. So you have a lot of different inkers here. And it says, when it says finishes, it means that Jim Lee is probably doing like loose layouts, not quite as finished pencils. The inker's going to come in and finish that. Then we also have color by Monica Bennett and Joe Chiodo, letters by Richard Starkings and Comicraft. So I think it's kind of interesting, a fun concept to switch creators and do each other's books. Very fun concept indeed. I'm not so excited about the fact that it's Jim Lee just doing layouts or whatever, but it looks pretty tight. I'm guessing someone like Jim Lee probably has tighter layouts than most other pencilers, since his pencils are so tight to begin with. But it's funny looking at the art. It definitely is such a departure from Erik Larson and his, colorist and his letterer and just like the whole aesthetic of the book. It's very much a Jim Lee looking joint. It's very Wildstorm Productions produced, and the dragon looks so different. Here's one of my laments about like the early days of Image Comics, and I'm not even sure how early this is, but it's 1994, so it is still pretty early. But as good as the coloring is, as revolutionary as it is, as exciting as it kind of was to have this sort of, better printing, the colors read so dark for me. A lot of times, a lot of the detail was lost and just like completely muddied for my taste. This is very Savage Dragon, like this background here. These are very Erik Larson, like kind of speed lines in the background that he definitely utilized a lot during this era. Nurse Anne, aka Nurse Stevens, Anne Stevens, aka Mighty Man. Interesting twist there, right? It's funny. Is that Callisto from the X-Men? I'm not sure. Savage Dragon fin heads, is that a correct fin? It feels like nobody draws it exactly right. It does look a little off. Savage Dragon is definitely one of those characters that never looks as good as he does when, his creator, Erik Larson, draws him. Even when you've got, like, someone as fantastic as Jim Lee handling the art chores. Not to say that it doesn't look cool. Not to say that, like, this isn't a pretty cool cover there, right? I mean, obviously it is. But I just feel like, it's sort of missing that little something something. I bet Erik Larson, in retrospect, is so glad that he did this, his own issue 13, to sort of fill in the gap. Because it's like, if you hit, like, issue 300, I guess it's 300 by now, you know, you don't want to say, I did 297 issues, or 299 issues of Savage Dragon, except for that one crazy X-Over month that Jim Lee drew. I wonder how they decided who would draw which book and whatnot. I hope I come across a few of those other Image X-Overs, because that was kind of cool and fun. I forgot who Erik Larson did. Did he do Wildcats? That I'm sure it's all... Oh yeah, Erik did Wildcats 14, but I don't think any of the other creators did, you know, like, their own version of that issue. So here's Erik Larson's issue 13 that he did himself. Very Erik Larson joint. I love all the webbing, very reminiscent of Spider-Man. It's funny, I never thought of Star as sort of like a, and I love Star, by the way. I love all the ancillary characters that Erik Larson has, and like all his other offshoots and different characters, and she's pretty cool there too. I don't think you see this so much anymore, but she's basically naked. I mean, that's her bare butt. You know, she's got like a web up her butt or something, I don't know, but oh, more Nurse Anne. See, this is definitely like making me feel better to look at this, because it's like, this is, you know, Ruben Rude coloring, Erik Larson, Kas Aliopoulos. I mean, this is how Erik Larson is supposed to be, and that's definitely the Erik Larson we know and love. I love this character. So funny. Cool effect with the melting into the panel there. Yeah, this is definitely more what we are used to with the Savage Dragon. I mean, I guess it was fun in a lot of ways to see Jim Lee, you know, bring his flair, but kind of like, at the same time. I love this. Look at all this crazy detail and this crazy pose. Erik Larson just does some fun comic books. I feel like I always give credit to George Perez for doing these long vertical panels, but Erik Larson does them a lot too. Perhaps he lifted them from George. I'm not sure. It's a great double page spread with Wildcats. I love that. It's always fun to see, you know, like other artists draw other artists' creations, especially in this sort of context with the Image universe. That's a fun page right there. Once again, see, like, the coloring is definitely brighter. I think Savage Dragon definitely has a more classic comic book sort of superhero-y look and feel, but the coloring is still pretty dark for what, you know, like Marvel and DC of the prior eras. That's fun. I just love that. That's like just an artist having fun, like extending that electricity all over the page like that. That is so cool. And the Kas Aliopoulos lettering is definitely like such a hallmark of this book, with this way he did sound effects and everything like that. Like, that's so cool. Oh my god, that is so cool. Spartan versus Super Patriot all beat the heck up. See, that's what I love about like Cyborg and like sort of half robot characters, is like you can routinely just beat the crap out of them and just tear them up. Wow, that is some, I feel like that is some like super wonky anatomy for Erik Larson, but maybe that's kind of always how he rolls, but like easily 10 feet wide there. And those guns, my god. And that gun, whoa. This is like Image at the top of its game right there, with all the Images-ins. I like Grifter's hair there. Kind of looks very curly in a funny kind of way. I mean, I guess Erik Larson's playing catch-up here doing this extra issue because it looks a little rushed. Sorry. But credit where credit is due. I just love, even Erik Larson's rushed art looks better than that. I'll take it. It's fun. Now that is a really cool page. See, that is like really taking advantage of Chris Aliopoulos' talent right there with that huge sound effect and that mighty man clacking his wrists together. That is so cool. I love that page. Well done. And then he becomes Nurse Stevens. Jesus. He's like, yes. Oh my gosh, this is going to take some getting used to. Believe me, I'm knowing the feeling. Wait a minute, you mean when Super Patriot went nuts and I protected you, you could have changed into Mighty Man? Yeah, but I knew you'd protect me. He's like, bitch, that is messed up. Anyway, it's all's well that ends well. I'm on a tropical island with my concubine Rapture. La la la. Welcome to the Savage Dragon number 13. This story picks up right after TSD 12. Dragon's bandages are because of his run-in with the open face, and continues into 14, and just as you expect, blah, blah, blah. In other words, it's like that Jim Lee issue never happened, kids. Sorry about that, buddy. I'm a team player, but I'm gonna wipe that crap out. That is so cool, a pewter Savage Dragon figure. Why didn't I get that when I had the chance? Big mistake, huge. Anyway, Savage Dragon number 13 versus Savage Dragon number 13. Which one do you like better? Just kidding. What difference does it make? It's just kind of cool that they both exist. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. If you're not subscribed already, please do that right now. Hit that like button, share my content, and I'll bring you some more later. Thanks, guys.